Just farted on the bus and 4 people turned around. It felt like I was on The Voice. You know, sometimes I do that like with my own farts. I'm literally blown away by the gas I'm able to pass. Sometimes when my butt makes a sound I've never heard it make before, I get scared that someone else is at my house, before I realize that I was the culprit the whole time. Hi again, guys. And y'all know I'm like chronically attached via umbilical cord to Twitter. Probably the worst character trait I have is that I somehow enjoy part of my time on there. I feel at home. The thing is, some people feel too at home on Twitter. They'll admit with no prompting things that you could not get out of me if you shipped me off to Guantanamo for some classic advanced interrogation tactics. So today I wanted to take a look at some tweets like those, and also some tweets that are somehow worse than that. If you enjoy this video, there will be this big card at the end that takes you to another one like it. And did you know only 20% of y'all are subbed with notifs on? It's kind of embarrassing. To conform to societal standards, subscribe and hit the bell icon. You'll never miss an upload, plus you can always undo it later if you decide you hate me. Bro, I remember the first time I went to the dentist, they had me strapped down. I was screaming for my life. Dude had the opposite reaction of every other kid who goes to the dentist. I never got strapped down personally, as far as I can remember. It might have been a memory I'm repressing. But I guess because of that, I never hated the dentist that much. It's just every cartoon I watched at the time told me that every other kid was scared shitless of them. Except for this guy, apparently. He's part of the counterculture. Every time he busts one throughout his entire adult life, he's gonna forever think of being papoosed in the dentist office as a kid. Permanently banned from the local Kohl's for killing my son there. Well, I can see why Kohl's wouldn't want you in there again, since the aftermath was probably a lot of paperwork. But hey, listen, nobody's a perfect parent. Accidents happen. And at least you were only banned from the local Kohl's. You can still go to all the other ones, assuming the feds don't catch you first. But first, do y'all enjoy getting absolutely blasted? Like practically splattering your brains on the wall level blasted? What am I saying? You're a Kwite viewer. Of course you do. And lucky for someone of your tastes, Vance Global is sponsoring this video. Vance gave me these very sleek, very squishy Delta 8 gummies. What they very specifically did not give me was any guidelines or talking points that they demand I include in this ad read. They literally said, do whatever you want and go nuts, which I do really appreciate from them. They're my favorite kind of sponsors. Especially because I plan on doing everything in my power to make them eat those words. And speaking of eating, Advance's gummies will put a crater in your skull in the most fun way possible. You better keep these things away from small children because they will get them absolutely schmacked. And if they take some, that'd mean you'd have less for yourself, those greedy pricks. I'm not trying to play just the tip with you when I say these will cook you like an egg on a Texas sidewalk. There is 50 milligrams in just one gummy, and there's 8 of these total. You'll get enough mileage out of these to cross the Mojave without refilling your tank. These are very effective, and if you want to give a shot at getting shot yourself, head to vance-global.com and use code Kwite to get 20% off your order. A second pronoun has hit the woke trade center. I don't really have a joke to make here. That's just funny, isn't it? What are your feelings on Neil Armstrong and walking on the moon for the first time? Waste of time. Well, I guess it's a step above thinking the moon landing was fake. Shane Dawson conspiracy videos and their consequences have been disastrous for mankind. But that guy had the answer on deck. He whipped out that waste of time response like a business card for some random schmuck he met at a company function. After that, he just kept it moving until he found someone with more clout he could glitch off of more. And to be fair to him, what did we do when we went to the moon? Not getting there, forget all the rockets and tech improvement, like no one gives a shit. I'm talking about what did we actually do on the moon? We planted a flag at its surface, picked up some weird rocks. Give me a break. There are weird rocks that come out of my penis 4 times a year. This is not special. The astronauts were using taxpayer money to go to a glorified trampoline park. Grow up. My son has been missing for a full 24 hours now. If we can hit 10,000 likes, I'll report it to the police. To me, this is like Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, where you're looking for people who need rescue on the job bulletin board. And then there's this innocent wormhole stuck 30 floors underground, just begging for help. And then you think about it, and you see it's only a C-rank mission and doesn't even pay in cash. It just gives you some dogshit tier food items you'd never eat anyways. It's like, come on, man. You either gotta cough up the cash or you're gonna starve out there, little guy. I'm not running a charity here. But hey, this call to action more than passed the goal to get a case open for that kid. Humanity is awesome, right, guys? What weird shit did you used to do in freshman year of high school? I used to slam my arm against the desk so I could break it so my second period teacher would see the lengths I would go to prove my hatred for him. I also hissed at him, so no one else is gonna say anything. I mean, come on, man. What the fuck are you even supposed to say? If I'm being fair, while other people's stories probably weren't as full of anime protagonist syndrome, most of us do have weird shit we did during freshman year. We just keep it to ourselves because we're still horribly embarrassed by that shit. I'm completely controlled by the past and am incapable of moving beyond it, and that's how I like it. I appreciate the dude coming out with it first because it takes the heat off our backs. Sometimes I call the number on the dog missing posters and just bark. What on earth would your character synopsis look like, man? You are a unique individual, that is for sure. I'm almost scared that this guy might make the dogs go missing in the first place, so he has more opportunities to bark at grieving pet owners. I bet the whole thing started as an admittedly evil but ultimately harmless prank, even if it was like taking a cudgel to someone's feelings. Whether you barked at them or not is not going to change whether they get the dog back. It was still a thing this guy only did when he saw a poster and the opportunity came to him. But he got hooked on the thrill of it all. At some point, the dogs weren't going missing enough on their own for him, and because of that, he had to start making them disappear. He's the one who's starting to let dogs out. They run off going who knows where, and the guy in the meantime starts an animal shelter. He rescues all the pooches he let free to give them back to their owners after he's had his fun. The fun is just barking on the phone and calling them, nothing beyond that. There's definitely nothing else at stake here. It could also just be killing them, that too. If I had a pregnant wife and her water breaks, best believe I'm putting that in a cup and drinking. Shit is premium fresh squirt. I mean, it is freshly squeezed from the fruit of the womb if you think about it. You can tell that this poor tweet has been passed around like a gay furry wants to be. It's just covered in artifacting and distortion. It's been through hell. This looks like it could have come out of like the deep fried trend from a few years back, but it's all natural wear and tear. No Photoshop filters were applied to this, just the downloading and reposting of this image thousands of times brought it here. And it's not even being read by the person who's laughing at it anymore, you lazy fuck. Women really like it when you eat pussy wearing a jester hat with bells on it. What did that one person say on TikTok? That she let someone hit because he was whimsical in nature? This seems to be along the same lines as that criteria. I'm not sure. Y'all have to understand, I don't know what women like. I'm sure that's not a surprise considering, you know, I'm me. But because of that, I have to get all my knowledge on what ladies are enjoyers of from secondary sources. I can't exactly write a bibliography with all this shit. Sex is not even fun. It's just cool to be in other people's houses. This dude definitely looks like his profile picture when he's fucking, never blinking and always staring down at you with the widest eyes and most dilated pupils a human can make. I bet he's surprisingly good at the whole laying pipe thing, but it doesn't seem like he's getting any enjoyment from the act himself. He's just there for the scenery. Bugs have so much outside. Why are they so pressed to come inside? They're coming in what now? He could be in the Bahamas, but he's on the ceiling of a kitchen in the Bronx instead. Listen, I imagine being a bug is a lot like being a trade worker. Specifically one of them real blue-collar fellas who spends 3/4 of the year away from their family on an oil rig in the middle of douchewater nowhere. The pay's definitely good, 6 figures, but it's back-breaking work, and the job eats up most of your life. It's the exact same as being a worker bee. Build shit, then die. There's no time off in the six-legged business. It's ruthless. Nashville is Wakanda for white women. I've only been to Nashville like once, and not for long, but yeah, basically. I think I suffer from mental Illinois. This tweet has been deleted. I mean, I can actually imagine Illinois being someone's personal hell. Whenever they end up there in a dream and they see one Chicago Bears jersey, they think that they've died and ended up in the place all the bad folks go. So yeah, they suffer whenever they end up in their mental Illinois. It's a normal trauma response to visiting the state. A gym teacher at my school got fired for being a being a student. This is just like Persona 5. This is fucking awesome. If you've played that game, I'm sure you can do the math on what it was referring to. I can't though, because I've never finished a Persona game before. Gonna be honest, I'm kind of counting on y'all knowing more than me for this joke to work, so if it's not funny, it's actually kind of your fault. Me after I post "Dream is ugly" on Twitter and put my phone on vibrate and put it in my ass. The Twitter caption is "work smarter," and I mean, it's certainly a creative method of interacting with the prostate. It's just smarter is not the adjective I would use. Unhinged, maybe. Deranged seems closer to what we're looking for. There are a lot of good ones out there. I'll have to read the whole dictionary later to find some more fun ones. I can't believe I had a phase as a child where I would send my grandma jump scare videos in hopes of her dying so I could get the will faster. Most sane Twitter user right there. You know, this does make me fondly nostalgic. The times when you thought that jump scares could actually kill you through the screen, and you thought that when your parents died, the will would go directly to you. That you wouldn't have to jump through miles of bureaucracy and fight off debt collectors. Good times. Having sex while you got a yeast infection is lit as fuck because not only is his dick penetrating me, but it's also scratching the itch I can't reach. This seems like a fairly popular method too. There's like a healthy ratio of likes to retweets, meaning it was well received. Is this like yeast infection meta? Do all platinum rank yeast infection teams have this in their playbook? Being a trans guy kicks ass. One of your boys needs some pussy? I got you, bro. Please, I've been starving for so long. I feel you, man. I feel you. Shh. Gently hovers my brussy towards you. Here comes the choo-choo. Listen, it's just a dude doing another dude a favor. It's only gonna be awkward if you make it awkward. To be fair, I have no idea how to make hearing someone read that out loud anything but awkward, so I guess it never really mattered either way. God, please kill me. It would be a funny joke, I think. Why don't they make chew toys for adult humans? They do make those, actually. Those things are cheap as hell on Amazon. It's just on the website, they call them books for some reason. I don't know. That's not the weird part of this post, by the way. Chew toys are awesome. This is. I used to chew on my ex's forearm. He had an injury and had sustained nerve damage, so he couldn't feel it. It was the best stress reliever, one of the few things his worthless ass was good for. Nothing quite like some casual cannibalism. Am I right, fellas? This is basically whatever this shit is called, but IRL. I understand the utility of an adult chew toy. I eat the insides of my mouth and my lips without even thinking about it. It's not my fault that they're so fleshy and chewable, but this takes that to another level. The person who chewed their ex's arm legit picked a time when the victim who got bit was in a vulnerable state. He was unable to feel the injury oncoming. She could have been chewing this dude's arm in his sleep, and he wouldn't have woken up even if she got halfway through to the bone. He can't feel that shit. It was planned. I'm so upset. Why? What happened? Shut the fuck up. Okay, girl. Fuck you. Stay upset. I hope your day actually gets worse. Like, actually. Oh, shit. 2 actuallys. That'll make the insult DMC style meter tick up a rank. That all lowercase shut the fuck up feels very directed, though. I wouldn't be surprised if it was some shit the person asking what happened did that made the original fella angry enough to demolish buildings. It's got some incredibly shitty cancer news. Fuck me. Ratio. Huh? That dude wasn't even hurt by it. The ratio completely failed. Backfired even. And the dude who ended up performing a ratio probably doesn't even know what the fuck one of those is. He's won without even trying or realizing that it's happened. Discord is an actual word? You didn't know? No, it came up on my English homework and I thought my teacher used the app. Okay, don't get me wrong. That was a big time self-report, so here's a worse one of mine. There is literally no exception. Any Discord account made pre-2018 also has a BattleNet connected to it. And because of that, you'd probably know what Discord means because of an enemy Zenyatta focusing on you the whole game and you screaming mindlessly late into a school night about it. Those frustrations change people, okay? I have come a long way since those days, and I am terrified what will become of me if I download Overwatch 2. When I was a Genji main, I was a different man, and I hate that I ever was that person. Oh man, that's all I got for you today. That card I mentioned should be on screen. If you enjoyed, be sure to drop a like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Remember, don't go after anyone I talked about today because that's cringe, and this is all meant in good fun. Anyways, this has been Kwite, and I don't even know anymore.